See, Quezon is 70 nautical miles away from... Oh, boy. One grade school teach. Not a teacher, a teach. A wildlife biologist, a USFS manager. I love these names. Wildlife biologist. 3 air taxi passengers. It's hilarious. Wait, how far is it back to Cove? 367 nautical. Holy smoke, man. How did it get so far away?
Happy anniversary, Natter.
Seriously? 3.5 hours away from home it is. Hazard, thank you for 66.
Happy anniversary, Natter.
That'd be great, except it's going the wrong direction. I'm trying to go southwest. Someone put it on autopilot, went for dinner. Yeah, I think you're right. Ryan Travis, thank you for 3 years. You just landed at Orlando, never seen so many assignments. Yeah, I wish I had loads of assignments going southwest. $1,500 nautical. Yikes. How much cargo can the TBM carry? Well, Trusty, you may have got penalised for that, because if it's got a bonus on it, you fly away from its home, you get taxed quite a bit. I can't see how an easy way of getting the plane out of this situation. Potentially I could carry cargo. So you can fly there. That's 47 nautical south, which takes you towards where you want to go. And then from there, you could take cargo 300 south, which kind of puts you in the right direction, but not brilliantly. Or you could then fly these passengers to Canuck. That's 441. That's a long way. £891 with full fuel is the limit for the 930. £891. So that's about 400 kilos ish. That's not a lot, is it? Considering a person weighs 100 kilos and you can get 7 of those on board, that's pretty weird. 11 passengers, as if. Like most planes just can't even carry that. What a nightmare.
Welcome back, Nutter.
Might be better just flying it straight to Cove and just pick up the bonus. How much fuel's in there? 54 gallons. $11 passengers, 200 nautical miles for $2,000. Exactly. That's a system-generated job. That's what's so dumb about it. Like, it's just not even... I don't know. Welcome back, Fused. Nothing here goes in the right direction. What's that one like? Just brings you straight back to this random place.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
James 79, thank you for 43 months, sir. They're all literally rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Right. It's turbo prop. TBM, livery. Let's get a nice livery. Are there any new ones? What's it called? U98. Idaho City. You can't even spawn in parking. That's how random this place is. Okay, well, I guess we'll spawn there then. Set Cove. IFR. Just need to get it over there. Where is this place? Literally, we just visited some guy's shack. That's what we did. Papa Bear, thank you for subbing. How am I doing, James? I'm doing okay, sir. How are you? Just waiting for, for this to load so we can see what our en route altitude needs to be. Everything's set up there. Now this is a runway. Yeah, okay. Yeah, lots of them do. Gentlemen, lots of them use ForeFlight. Particularly the guys that fly on pilot edge and stuff. Let's see. 90 knot rotate, 110 climb out. Okay. What's the flight plan? Yeah, they have different versions of ForeFlight. You pick like one area, like if you fly in Europe or you fly United States, you pick that area. And then you've got like the basic is all you really need for simming. You don't really need anything else. So Renault. Okay, should be good. Right, we're gonna have to punch out of here. Blimey.
Aural warning, okay.
Right, nobody on board. Fuel's loaded. Flap set for takeoff. Trim set. One knot headwind. Right, let's do it. This is a bit bumpy.
Happy anniversary, Nata.
Gears coming up. Focus Z-Tech, thank you for 3 months. Just starting your night shift. Better way to start watching than a bit of flight sim with all the nosses. Aren't you supposed to be working? Flaps coming up. A little bit bumpy. The yaw damper actually works on the TBM. Okay, autopilot enabled. Yeah, the TBM's a nice plane to fly. It really is. Like, you compare the climb compared to the Caravan, it's just insane. Well, I'm trying to get this plane back into a sensible place because where it is in Idaho, the jobs are just so bad. So it's paying $800 per 1,000, $800 per 100 miles that you fly it towards its home. So at the very least, I get paid $2,300 for the flight, but I'll put the plane back in a position where people can fly it because it's been flown into one of those places that's just nasty. And I can kind of see how it's set up though, where it just kind of loops you back around to where you are. So unless somebody physically flies it out, then...
Oh, yeah.
Jesse Juice, thank you the bits. So I'll be the good guy here. And fly us out. So we should be flying directly overhead Boise soon. There it is, dead ahead. Is there an explanation of the economy job system, someone? Yep, there's some YouTube videos on it. Why do you need two Stream Deck XLs? I don't. I could get away with one. But I like having two. I like the symmetry of it. There's K Boise. Yeah, Metamarcy. I mean, that's the thing. I do question the way the system generates jobs, though. It does leave a lot to be desired in places. But it is what it is, and you have to rely on people generating jobs. That is quite a big city in the middle of absolutely nowhere. Golf course hype. Well, so Metamarty, we just had a job generate back there. It was 11 passengers. What was it now? 11 passengers to go hundreds of miles for like $1,500 or something. And most planes can't even carry 11 passengers, like the Caravan can, the Kingo can. But who the heck would fly 200 nautical miles for $2,500? That's a template setting. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the templates need editing, don't they? It's generating jobs that are not viable. Well, I tried on her this morning, but it wasn't playing ball. I think the server was down or something, so I couldn't register. Right, standard pressure.
Transition altitude.
Updates to honor. Ah, right. You see, honor, I think, if I understand honor properly, honor is like a single player experience trying to build a airline company effectively. You know, like you're trying to be Stelios or something and just found EasyJet. That's what it feels like. But it's all on your installation. You can't do the big stumbling block for me is the fact that you can't do anything with, even with friends, yet alone other Honor players. Like if there are other people playing Honor, you can't invite them into your virtual group. What you can, what now? They do it. Okay, so update me then, because is this a new thing? Because I'm sure a week ago you couldn't do this. You find on our way too easy. After a few hours you had several planes, AI pilots, FBOs, too easy. FSE is hard and feels more rewarding. When you start the Honor sim though, doesn't it basically say to you what level do you want to play it at? And there's like an easy, medium or hard or something. In the VA world you can't have AI. The hard one is were you the VAs. Right, okay, so you basically play on R, you put it on hard mode, and then you have VAs, and then there are no AIs flying things around, so you have to then invite players. Interesting. Wait, is there a plane following me? Get away from me, bro. Yeah, VA isn't a virtual airline like Squirrel. It's that kind of thing. It's a weird livery. I quite like it, actually. It's kind of like a flat grey, isn't it? Like I was saying, some of the Audis and Porsches have that particular kind of grey. But they call it like a crayon grey. Thunder is top hardest world with virtual airlines. What? Flying the Alps in a 172. That's it. How do you get the liveries? I pushed out a livery video a few weeks ago. The link's in the description. That'll take you directly to the zip file. Looks like an undercoat. Wow. No AI in Thunderworld. You start with the fuse. Is that what it's called? They actually call it Thunderworld. Just drop your daughter off at Winchester Uni. Wow. God, imagine starting uni now in the middle of COVID. Oh, man. Good luck to her, trotters. You're a big fan of the livery. I like it. The three worlds are Cumulus, Stratus, and Thunder. Ah, okay. So they've got like a weather theme going on. You stopped playing FSE because of Thunder in Honor. That's interesting. The only downside to that is that, I mean, Honor is a paid-for thing, isn't it? I mean, what makes it so good? What can you actually do that's so much better than Flight Sim Economy? What's the big pull here for you? Yeah, they've shot themselves in the foot with that one, FSE. Because they've had to close all the registrations down. It's played right into the hands of On Air, isn't it? Realism? What does that mean? It's a clean, persistent world, like an MMO. Interesting. I'm trying to work out in my head, though, how it works. If you start up a VA, how does that work for other players that join it? Are they also building up their own VA? Or how does it work? Equity. I must admit, the FSE guys, it feels a bit like something that's not really under development. It feels like it's something that's just kind of kept going. Ownership and dividends. Charge for parking, service, maintenance, pilot repositioning. Yeah, I know there's a 7-day trial. I tried to register this morning and it wouldn't let me. It crashed with a massive .NET error. On is getting slammed. What do you mean? Yeah, I know they had maintenance. Just perfect timing. I go to sign up and it's like, nope. It's the fact it didn't say like, though, we're undergoing maintenance, please try later. It's the fact that it sat there for 2 minutes and then just put a massive .NET error in my screen. Sharp looking livery. Interesting battle cattle. I like it too, but some people think it looks like an undercoat. work out why the routing here is different to the one. Oh, what's that? Renault and Rio. That's better. It's following the Rio VOR. Has a pattern to it. Yeah, it's not like a solid color all over, like it's physically styled with white paint. You know? See? It's not like somebody slapped on undercoat, is it? Look. How can you not like that? Classy. I need a bio break, so I shall BRB. FSC's been accepting the same day now. You sure it's closed down? It's been closed for nearly a week for new registrations. Decided to make myself a cup of tea. Since Mrs. Squirrel's gone out, I thought I'll make myself a brew. Imagine somebody down there waving their hands to help, you wouldn't see them. Not a chance. There could be 100 people down there stood together waving, you still wouldn't see them. Right, so what I'm going to do, right, is after the stream, I'm going to sign up for this on-air thing, and then tomorrow when we start at 12, I'm going to play it, and you on-air experts are going to turn up and help me out, alright? You're going to go click the squirrel, click that, now fly that, and there you go, you make $1 million. That's what I'm expecting. You show me how to turn into Stelios at the end of the day. And we'll form our own easy squirrel. Imagine getting lost and like just abandoned down there. Everywhere you look, it's just a desert. Blimey. Oh, see, I've got one biscuit each. Like, which one do I go for? Custard cream, bourbon. I'll go for the Nice biscuit. You look like Stelios. What, the Greek guy? I don't think so. Look at our ground speed, 333 knots. Yes, it does, Remy. Oh, Richard Branson doesn't care about honour. He's more bothered about the galactic stuff now. Well, that's the idea of it, Signal 7. Manage your own airline company in an online persistent world. That's the premise of it. Pricing. Two years, get it $238. 1 month will cost you €9 a year. Look at that scale. Talk about the fact they don't want you to try it for 1 month. $9 a month. Or you can like almost half it if you sign up for 3. It's just nuts. Subscribe via Aerosoft. Why would you want to do that? Who created this thing anyway? FAQ. Play with friends, virtual airline quick start. Second step of Thunderworld multiplayer features. This was in August. Create a virtual airline. Initial owner equity. So this is a new thing. Like, they literally added this in the 26th of August. It's like less than 2 weeks. Mattis is behind Honor. Oh, is that the guy who... hang on, I know that name. Mattis Coke. What was... I know that name. Is that the guy who owns Aerosoft, or is that somebody else? He's the airsoft guy. Right, no, it is the airsoft dude. The only thing I don't like, just looking at it, is the UI looks a little bit... How can I put this? There's something about the UI that is on a scale of like professional to like it's the word I'm looking for. It is a bit like The Sims. There's just something about it that is a bit as if it's aiming it's if it's aiming at like kind of, I don't know, childish. Yeah, it's like aiming at 10-year-olds or something. There's something about the UI that looks very not professional, just looks a bit playful. I don't know if playful's the word. I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it somehow. I think they could have done a much cleaner job. My aircrafts. Wait, can somebody tell them that there's no plural in this? I just went in 5 minutes ago to go to the bathroom. You wasn't there, so I made a cup of tea. I just thought you'd gone out. What am I going to do? I've got one. I've got one. Wait, so which Sims does it support? When loading, all VA cargo and passengers have green background. This Antoine guy gets around. Who's this? All of them. About the 7-day trial. Microsoft Flight Sim and new users. Where's the manual? Here's the manual. You can install on air on several computers, but you can only log in on one at a time. Right, okay. Account sharing, lol. You don't like the pricing, why? You need a 64-bit version of On Air. On Air does not alter the loaded aircraft in the sim on the fly with specific load and fuel, so it's done manually by me before I start the flight. For the current version of Microsoft Flight Sim, the fuel setting is okay, but the payload settings don't work. Same variables in P3 and FSX will not work. In the meantime, we don't check the weight during tracking. We'll have to wait for a Sobo to fix the issue. Wait, so the plane gets loaded with fuel, but the payload doesn't. So you can basically load up the caravan and it'll fly like it's got a bag of feathers in the back until a Sobo fix it. We're in the process of integrating Microsoft Flight Sim airports into On Air. Wait a minute, that sounds like they don't have all the airports that are in Microsoft Flight Sim. I don't know, Penoxy. I think it does load stuff, but it loads it in a weird place. If you can feel the plane do this when it loads the cargo in FSE. We already have a file with all Microsoft Flight Sim airports, but no runways and parking locations yet, so we cannot integrate the missing airports for now. Expect to get the data soon. When was this? 21st. Maybe that's been fixed. Operations manual. Wait, this is interesting. They've got an English operation manual, a Portuguese and a Japanese. And this is coming from a company that's German. Aerosoft are German, aren't they? Online persistent world. You're the CEO, you manage your own airline. Your company could be a small local bush plane charter in the middle of Alaska, or a regional airline covering a small part of Europe. You see, this is where these things always fall down is they don't scale. They get to a certain point where things either just become ridiculous or too easy. Purchase fuel at wholesale prices, which you can use to refuel your aircraft, or make it available to other players at a profit. How does that work? I thought there were no connection between players when you start your own VA. How does this work at the back end? Hang on, I need to see what the heck's going on with the 210 nautical bearing 206. Okay, we're fine for now. You're renting a plane from another person on the server. Yeah, but what about this fuel thing? When you go to purchase fuel at an airport, if there's someone there that has an FBO, you can just buy the gas from them. And in Flight Sim Economy, there's a limit on how many FBOs you can have at a particular airport. Is that how it works in On Air or not? Yeah, but Nikolai, that only applies to non-Thunder mode, because in Thunder mode there's no AI, so you can't just manage stuff. You haven't seen a limit. You noticed an airport with me had 5 FPOs. Interesting. Have crew rooms for your employees to use while they rest, saving your company on hotel fees. What? Who is this aimed at? Is this aimed at the micromanaging guy, or is this aimed at the simmer, or what? Like, what's going on here? I kind of feel like you need to have different people. Like, some of the guys doing all the flying, and some of them's managing the company. That's what it feels like. That's for AI servers. Oh, okay. Company skill tree. See, look at that. Look at the. You see what I mean about the graphics? It just feels a little bit. Oh man. Difficulty: easy, classic, or realistic. What is it mentioned as Thunder mode? Wait, survival mode. Can you die in this? Survival mode? Have they got a hardcore mode like Microsoft, like My Summer Car? If you go into negative equity, it deletes your save. Removes your virtual airline. Mr. Combat, thank you for 2 years. McBone, thank you for 81 months. Play it the way you play, it's robust enough to give people a choice how to play. Yeah, I'm just curious as to how it works. I don't know enough about the game yet. Honor World Lobby. Once you've created your company, we're placed into the lobby. Your company dashboard. I take it, like, if you play this in this Thunder mode thing, right? Presumably all this skill tree stuff doesn't apply. If you buy a plane and it has no fuel, you have to haul it. You have to haul fuel to it. If the current AP don't sell it, nice. Looks a lot of playful here, but they overall had a better experience on air compared to FSC as a new player. Yeah, you see, what I want to know is, I want to see somebody that really knows Flight Sim Economy, who's been playing this for like a week or two, and can give you like a proper comparison between the two. Partners. On-air is way better. Interesting. I mean, obviously you're in Twitch chat, so there's only so much you can say, but why? Why do you say that it's way better? Minimum aircraft renting time sets the minimum hours of rental time that you will be charged for renting aircraft for your company. Single engine piston, realistic 4 hours per day. It's not realistic at all. You can hire a single engine piston plane for a minimum of 1 hour a day, not 4. There's loads of people do this all the time. It's more immersive. You can't just decide to fly anywhere you want. You have to actually physically be there to fly the plane. Wait, so if I want to fly out of Boston in on air, I've got to go to the airport and physically fly myself to Boston before I can do that. I have to physically be there to fly the plane. I can't stay at home and do it. I have to go to Boston. That's nuts. That was a debate for FSC, but you found it too restrictive. So, in the game you have an avatar, and wherever your avatar is, he can fly. And if your avatar is in a place where there's no planes to rent, then you basically have to charter a flight or something to take you somewhere else, or get a taxi, or get on the bus. You can take a car or a bus. And is there like a transit time? Like a real transit time? Or do you just instantly teleport to your new location and it takes some money? You can either fly yourself there or wait X amount of time till you get there. There's real transit time. Oh my god. Wow. I can see some people hating that, but yeah. It's like when you're playing Euro Truck and they're like, you know, can you go into the petrol station and can you can use the toilet when you're in there? Like, dude, there's realism and there's realism. There's some realism we don't want, you know. I accept you can walk in and pay for your fuel and buy a Snickers bar, but just leave the toilet bit out, all right? You can switch off many things and tune it. Well, maybe, but not if you're in Thunder mode, right? See you, Mickey. Geez, how many pages in this manual? FBO queries. On this page, you will find special jobs that are created by your FBOs. Well, I'm liking those numbers. 436,000. That's a nice number. When you start the game, do you have to choose like your home location? I can imagine if you get that wrong, you're gonna regret it later. I want to start in Skegness. Wait, there's nothing in Skegness. Bad choice. One job can be 5 flights. Oh, right, they do like multi-hop stuff. So, Can you sign like contracts where you have to move, I don't know. You have to have a contract where you have to move passengers for so many days, or you have to move cargo, like 10 tons of cargo, which will require you to move it in hops. Like, is there any kind of bigger stuff like that? Skegness is where you had the worst fish and chips in your life. I should probably look at the airport that we're going to. You had to fly from NC to Florida 3 times, but you got paid 240k for it. Sounds like a lot. I mean, can you like go and buy your own Cessna for like 100 grand or something? You like both? Interesting. You get a 172 for completing the trainer. Okay. Save up for the Kinga. I don't want to fly the Kinga. They got a TBM or a Caravan. You want to get the free 172 on Cumulus, not on Thunder. Ah. Wait, a TBM with 5 seats? What model of TBM is that? You rent the Caravan, it's pricey to buy. How can you have a 930 with only 5 passenger seats? Pretty certain the 930 has more than 5, doesn't it? Or maybe it doesn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Interesting. Wait, why does this guy get the really low... Wait, they get full-size backrest, and the two that sit here, basically their head just goes... like over the back there? That's a bit annoying. Child seats. 2 child seats. Right, what are we doing here? INAV 02, 3600 we need to be at. On a 017. You can modify... Wait, how can you modify the number of seats? Runway Insight, welcome back. Have you got an ANA video planned? I will do one if I can this week. Somebody asked about the ANA video. was going to do. I was going to do something. I forgot what it was now. .85 knots approach speed. At this point, we're supposed to get the weather at ASOS. At Cove, sorry. You're trying to learn to fly IFR properly with charts. Well, initially when you look at charts, there's going to be loads of stuff. You're going to be like, I don't know what that means. But you don't need to worry about that. Where do you get those charts you just had on the iPad? So that stuff is in 4Flight. You've got different places. You've got Navigraph, which is paid for. 4Flight, which is paid for. You can go onto SkyVector, particularly in the States it works well, get loads of free charts. Or you can Google it. I start ascending around about 80 nautical, I think. Yeah, Chart Fox is run off the back of VATSIM, I think. Just so much nothing here, isn't there? Look at it. Every time you see a TBM flying, you're always impressed by the performance IRL and in flight sim makes you want to play the lottery to at least one. You'd have to win a lot of money on the lottery, but yeah. Sent to 9,000 initially. No offense at all, I love the stream, but it'd be nice to have a way to show all the things the bottom bar shows without it covering up so much of the screen. All things the bottom bar shows. I'm not following you exactly. I don't know if this is what you mean, but you see 100% of my sim. If you look at that, you don't miss anything in the image. Like, I'm not running it wider so I can see stuff that you can't. I'm literally that image there. If you look at that, when I go back to that screen, that's literally what you see here. So you don't miss anything. He's on about the insets. What do you mean, like, so when I do that? So, I mean, you might think that because I've got these windows where I am and all that, you're missing something, but you're not. Because I'm taking a 21:9 image and shrinking it and then putting the cameras underneath. So you miss nothing. In fact, you actually see a wider view than you would see on anybody's 1920 1080 stream. These people who stream 1920 1080 and then put themselves on top, you're losing image. I'm showing you more. I'm showing you a wider screen. No, he's not, Adam. No, he's not. I was talking about the box at the bottom. It doesn't cover anything. Correct. That's exactly correct. It covers nothing. What do you make of some of the negativity towards Microsoft Flight Sim from P3D and X-Plane diehards? I really don't care. It's like I don't know. Let's say you went out and bought an Audi, right? And then there's like loads of BMW Merc guys going, you suck, you've got an Audi. You're like, I don't care. I really like my car. That's how I feel. Like, I don't care. They can play whatever sim they want to. It's their choice. All this, you know, one sim's better than the other thing. Whatever. It's like, you know, people join, you know, people support football teams and then they argue about supporters of other football teams. It's no different. It's no different. People like to feel that they chose the right thing. They want to feel validated in their own choice. And part of the way they do that is by being negative towards other things. But what you've got to understand is that Microsoft Flight Sim has brought so many more people to, you know, to flight sims in general. So many more people to aviation than would never have even bothered to try it. So that's not a bad thing. And if they leave and go off and play X-Plane, so what? Who cares? I mean, if you think there's a lot of people playing Microsoft Flight Sim now, just wait till it comes out on console. It's gonna go ballistic when it comes out on console. I know that Dr. Disrespect played it, but I didn't really watch him because I know... Did I leave the inertial separator all this time? I can only imagine what he... You know, the Doc's an entertainer. That's what he does, right? He's an entertainer. So he's not ever going to be like playing Microsoft Flight Sim in any kind of realistic capacity. He's just going to be having fun. Well, you know, it's not really what I want to watch when I watch a Flight Sim streamer. Because I'm not really going to learn something from him, am I? Oh my god, ever since I closed that inertial separator, I'm just over-talking like crazy. Yeah, the console players will... A lot of them will just goof around, but there'll be a lot of them that will be like... looking to, you know, for a career in aviation. Like if you're... Imagine this, right? Imagine you're 8, 9 years old. And you keep asking your dad for a PC and he's like, nope, nope, costs too much money, can't afford it, not doing it. But you get a console and now you've got Microsoft Flight Sim. It's your only avenue to play a flight simulator and you so want to be a pilot when you grow up. You're going to start off goofing around, but pretty quickly you're going to start taking it seriously and trying your best on that flight sim and learning all about flying and charts and all the rest of it. And just because you're on a console doesn't mean you can't learn about charts. You absolutely can. It's just that your control input is going to be a bit more restricted. And your graphics won't be as good, but it doesn't matter. The opposite was true when you was growing up. In what sense? Everybody should goof around at first. That's how you... It's no different to playing. It's how you learn things. You just goof around and have fun. The serious stuff can come later. Kids who go to air cadets will be able to practice at home maybe for the first time. Yep. You know, the earlier that you nurture a passion for something, the better. Oh, I see. People were anti-console, but getting a PC was okay. Interesting. It still makes me laugh that in this country you can fly a plane before you can drive a car. That actually makes me laugh. You played FSX at 10 FPS when you was 13. Yep. Pretty much did the same thing. You can start at 13 in Australia. Wowzers. That's even earlier. If your feet can reach the rudder pedals, yeah. I can kind of understand that though, Plague League, because you're in a controlled environment. You're on a racetrack, yeah. But when you're up in the sky in a plane, you know, you can fly that plane over a built-up area and drop out the sky and kill people, right? That's pretty serious. Oh, Amiga 500. What a great machine that was. So let me just have a look at this chart again. SVAL. We need to be SVAL at 3600. What the heck is SVAL? That's on there. XIH 2100, but there's no... SVAL, then... Yeah, okay, that's better. So if we say SVAL, we need to be 3,600. Wait, 264 nautical miles? What? Okay, that's fine, yeah, I think. Wait, I think it's in the wrong place in the plan. It's going to go use then and then... Like, that's up here and it should be down here. It's in the wrong place. Activate leg to waypoint. Well, that's just messed up the flight plan. It's not activating anything, no. Like, I'm trying to activate that waypoint and it won't let me because I've already activated another one. Maybe if we try RNAV2 again, load and activate. There we go. It's got SVAL on there though. But I don't think it's going to go to it because it's further up here. Oh well, Commodore 64 for the win. Lol. Oh god, what's it doing? Yeah, I had a 512 ST, is what I had. I didn't have the Amiga. I had a friend who had the Amiga and I had the Atari. In between us, we played all the games. No, good fairs. I don't play P3D. I still have X-Plane installed, but I haven't played it for a little while. Been playing this. No doubt I'll go back to X-Plane at some point. The problem is, like, you go into X-Plane and then you look out the window and you're like, and then you come into Microsoft Flight Sim and then you press buttons and you're like, so like, you can't win. Like, you have the best outside view and the best rendering and everything, but you don't have that kind of study level experience. Or you jump into a study level plane and look out the window and go, oh. That's basically what happens. You can't really win. You never played it, but the guy who made it is pretty enthusiastic. Oh god. You need to get the SDK finished up PMDG and others can fill in that niche. Well, yeah, it's going to take the rest of the year to properly polish the SDK off, I think, and then, you know, in 12 months' time, we will be in such a better position for this sim. Exactly. You can't unsee stuff anymore, good fuzz, you know? Particularly the clouds and the weather in this. Particularly. The clouds, the lighting, all that stuff makes a big, big difference. Like, the scenery is one thing, but when you're flying a plane, the atmosphere is the most important thing, really. Particularly when the weather's a bit dodgy. I mean, right now it's, you know, clear, but when the weather's a bit dodgy, that's when it's at its best. Do you want to see the Cirrus Vision Jet come into this game? Not particularly. It's not really on my list.
TFR below.
I want to see a study level Boeing, either a 737 or 777 or anything like that, and like an A320 or an A350 or something. Airbus. They would be great to have, but then I'd also like to have a proper study level TBM. That would be amazing. A proper TBM. And then, you know, a study level GA plane, like a 172 or something. Well, if I don't think Hotstar are going to move the TBM over, but I so wish they would. Thank you for subbing, good fez. Welcome, sir. Airbus A400M. Oh man, I love that plane. I love that. I don't know why you could fly it in this, but I love that plane so much.
Inside
Yeah, a
Takeoff.
PA-28 actually be really good. A2A are porting their stuff over, but they've got to port their AccuSim. And they're basically rewriting AccuSim, and all their planes sit on top of their AccuSim layer. So they reckon probably 9 months at least of AccuSim, and then port their planes over, which I think is taking too long. I think somebody else is going to fill the gap. I think what will happen is you'll see people like Caronado, who've already built the 182, they'll build some more stuff, and then you'll get reality expansion packs on top of that. I think that's the most likely outcome. Yeah, I'm not really a C-17 kind of guy. I'm definitely an A400M kind of guy. Rep have confirmed they're in progress. For which aircraft, GDA? Listen, whoever makes a study level plane from Microsoft Flight Sim is going to make bank. Which challenge, Nikolaev? You're doing just that, Metamarty. Which one are you building? Oh, you're working on the A320. Ah, interesting. So it's nothing to do with Aerosoft's A320. Nice. That'll be good. Porting your own, nice one. Oh, I would love a Dash. The Dash 8 that you can get on P3D. If you could bring that in here, I would fly that. I would fly that so much. I love that plane. I really, really wish they'd port that over, like, now. Alright, 22 nautical, clear of hills, we can descend now. Yeah, the dash 8, and then leave the landing gear pin in the back seat, right? When you say study level, you mean all the functions present. So study level generally means like all the onboard avionics are pretty accurate, and yeah, all the stuff works properly. It's the kind of details that if you go, say, in an Airbus and you click on the MCDU, like in a default aircraft, loads of functions just aren't even there. You click on it and nothing happens. So you know, like on the Airbus, and you've got the screen here, and you've got all the buttons in front of it. Click on them, they do nothing. They'll all be implemented in a study level aircraft. I think they're all working closely with Asobo, to be honest. I think Asobo have been, from what I hear, Asobo have been very good at helping out the devs. Yep, all the circuit breakers, yep. Things like, you know, the ADIRs up at the top here, if you align them, you've got to wait for them to align. If you turn one off, like you turn off the left one, the captain's system will go offline, and you can come down here and knock it onto the reserve. Like, there's all that kind of stuff has to be programmed. It's a big job. And I know Matemati can get the avionics right on the VNAV, can't you? He'll definitely get that right. Yeah, I reckon Asobo does get a cut on Microsoft. It's their franchise. Yeah, exactly. The inertial separator is supposed to cause a torque drop. Exactly. Like in the Caravan, you know, you can start the aircraft up when the whole, you know, you've not even set up the ignition and the fuel booster and everything.
Happy anniversary, letter.
Thank you for 13, Subwolf. Yeah, it has actually. Like the rate the community has started to build add-ons for this thing is unreal. No, Starlifter, but that's fair enough, dude. A Relic expansion pack for the Cessna would be fantastic. It would at least let you, I don't know, you could go on Pilot Edge and like have a proper experience. You getting tired of FPS games? There's only so many you can play. A study level what? Right flyer. Yeah, Game Pass is such a good deal. Was it like EA that's going to add all the titles to the Game Pass or something? That's just nuts, that is. Never saw that coming. Helicopter flight model, yeah. Not all the titles, just the ones from EA Play. Even so, it's still pretty good.
Happy anniversary, letter.
I don't think it's going to catch this. According to this, it should be, it's below us according to this. It says come in at 3,600 on this plate, but that ain't right. That's really weird. Why does the profile, the chart say 3,600 into... Oh, I see what I went wrong. No. Yeah, I should have descended when I turned to 2,100. That's where I went wrong. Set myself way off profile.
TFR ahead.
Completely messed that up.
Landing gear.
Nice one, Hooch. Total, thank you for 44 months. This is going to be a struggle. So when I made that turn at SVAL, I should have descended to 2,100 to catch the glide slope, and I didn't. Totally messed up.
Happy anniversary, Natter.
Mr. Porbe, thank you for 3 months.
Mile final runway 02.
There we go. We got it back. This is Cove we're coming into.
100.
That's the 4 flight voice that you can hear. Okay, that'll do. Let's get off this runway. Hit the parking brake. So yeah, I made a mistake on that approach then. Not to worry. Parking brake's going on. Taxi lights. What's the best way for turning while on the ground? You need to use the rudder pedals and use the toe brakes. Like, the rudder pedals aren't going to do enough, really. Independent braking is what turns an aircraft. Bumpkin, thank you for 7. Fillmore, how you doing, sir? It's quite a long taxiway. I should have landed a lot later.
Welcome back, Nutter.
I'm guessing the one is this way. Oh, you want the plane at an angle? Can't complain. See, you'd think that they'd code it so that when you turn the engine off, or even just when you've stopped and put the parking brake on, this poor person would actually put their hands down. Oh dear. How do you get RNAV approaches to work on the TBM? I'm only able to capture the glide stop on ILS approaches. I will be doing an RNAV approach next week, so look out for that one. Right, let's have a quick look at this. So we actually got paid money. Actually got paid money to fly it back without any cargo, simply because we got paid money for the bonus to bring it back to its home airfield, which is cool. So now I shall release that back into the wild. Because that's back at its home base now. Cove. It's my good deed for the day. You should use Honor. I should, yeah. Definitely. You should watch Twitch. Never. Yeah, it's rubbish. It's overrated. Rats. Let's go and raid someone.
Does this thing not work?
Let's go and raid this guy.
I think it's London Control. Yeah, it's London Control, right?
Okay, I shall be back tomorrow at 12. This is where we're going to go. Go and throw some nuts in Citation Max's chat.
No, I don't
He's
know.
been a sub to me for a very long time. I've been in his aircraft. He's a great guy. Go and give him a go and give him a hello from me for another nutty raid. Right, guys, I shall see you tomorrow, 12 PM, when we're going to try some On Air tomorrow. If you want to join us, see that. Good night from me. Have a great rest of your day. See you tomorrow.